Do lifestyle couples cheat less than monogamous couples? I don't know, but we're here to talk about it today on openlove101.com. Sign up for our email list. Check out this video and many more that we have in there and upcoming ones as well. So, Jackie, do lifestyle couples cheat less?
Well, do lifestyle couples cheat? Yes. Do they cheat less? I would like to think so.
But we don't know. There's no sign. I
don't have
studies,
any.
But...
Yeah, like I didn't prepare enough for this to look that up. I mean,
But why would they? I mean, that's the thing about being in a consensually non-monogamous relationship. Cheating is because your partner doesn't want you to be with anybody else. But
and that could be why.
Yes, and that's why there's probably more of a prevalence in a monogamous relationship.
Yeah, but that could be the same reason in a non-monogamous. Is that you've played with somebody, you like playing with that person, but your partner doesn't want you to play with them, but you want to keep playing with them, so you just do it behind their back. You cheat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that has been the case where I have seen it happen.
Yeah.
But I would say it happens less in a monogamous relationship.
I would like to think so. And I would like to think so because the premise of people in non-monogamous relationships is the fact that they're proclaiming, we enjoy having sex with other people, we would like to be able to do this, we're on the same page as this, we've had these discussions, we've talked about it, we've talked about boundaries, we're open and honest with each other about wanting to do this, and then being compassionate and compassionate enough with each other to allow that to happen, so there's no need to do anything without the other one knowing. Because part of the enhancement of the relationship is the fact that we're doing it together and we're talking about it.
Right.
You know, like that's one of the things you and I love is you can engage with somebody else and come home and we can talk about it, and it kind of spices up our sex life.
For sure.
It's not necessary. I mean, we don't have to have those things to spice up our sex life, but it's not hurting it either.
Right.
Like it's adding a layer of excitement for us that we've agreed to. So, you know, when people are always saying, well, it's just another form of cheating. Yeah, but cheating means the other person doesn't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that's my definition of cheating.
It is mine too,
yeah. So, you know, what we're trying to do is just be open and honest about it and remove that layer. Like we can be in this relationship, but it doesn't have to have that kind of secrecy involved because we're still going to be a united front even doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So, but, you know, we're not immune to it. And we've never said that this relationship is immune to it. I mean, there's too many studies out there that show that couples in relationships run up against this no matter what the relationship model is. You're going to have cheating, like
so many things in any relationship that you have.
Right.
Another one would be jealousy.
Right.
And people say to me, don't you get jealous if your wife's with someone else?
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, like we're a consensual non-monogamous relationship is the only relationship model that has jealousy involved. I mean,
I know,
think
really?
monogamous relationships have a ton of jealousy.
Right? Like, don't you?
So that's not exclusive to one or the other. It's there. It's a human emotion that we have in our society. So
yeah.
For sure. And I think with cheating though, because just by definition, being consensually non-monogamous, and the reason you're going to cheat is to have sex with someone else, with a different partner. If that satisfies that couple's desires, urge to be with someone else, then I would say probably it would take the cheating off the table. It should anyway. I mean, I hate that cheating occurs in any relationship. I think it's
right.
horrible. It breaks down trust. It's hurtful.
Right.
So in this type of relationship, though, from what I know of it, without any scientific data out there to support my answer, I would say yes, definitely less.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else? If not,
Oh.
this is going to be a short-ass video.
No,
oh,
it's
Courtney
not.
has something.
Courtney has
Wow,
something.
John unfiltered there.
Yeah.
So no, there are no statistics in regards to who cheats more. Like no one's done a scientific study, but there seems to be. It's a definition of how you consider cheating, right? So that's the groundwork. So cheating is not just sex, right? It's breaking trust.
Right.
So if you break your trust with your partner and you do something behind their back, that's also cheating.
Okay.
To an extent. So there are boundaries and rules, and as we discussed in a previous podcast, regarding open relationships. So if you tell your partner, I don't want you to text somebody, I don't want your conversation to be with a play partner to be via text, and then they do it anyways, is that considered cheating?
Well, I mean, if we're defining cheating as breaking trust, if it's not following through with our obligations that we have with our partner, then yeah, it would be cheating. It would be a form of cheating because you're not respecting what your agreement is with your partner.
And I would define it as breaking a boundary.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would think the consequences would be similar. Like you still have to repair something now, but.
And it's the same with
But I think most people are going to assume cheating is sexual.
So, based
or
on
maybe
that
even
definition-
emotional.
Based on that definition, coming home late is cheating.
Yeah.
Most people don't get divorced over coming home late. They are able to resolve that one. They may be mad at each other for a while because they had a fight over it. But cheating is definitely a cause for many, many divorces. Cheating sexually. So that's what I would say would be more, like my definition of cheating is having sex behind my partner's back. In whatever you want to define sex as. But saying hi on Facebook to somebody or texting, I wouldn't say that's cheating. I would say if that's a rule, you've broken a rule.
So,
But what's interesting is, like, I have talked with women that have said, I wouldn't care if my husband had sex with somebody, but I would care if he had an emotional relationship. That would be cheating to them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think those two things can run parallel. You can have an emotional investment with somebody, and somebody else would consider that cheating.
yeah, there's the emotional cheating and then there's the physical cheating.
Yeah.
So the emotional cheating, yeah, some people think it's worse, which is you going out to dinner with, or lunch even with a coworker, and that's your work wife. Like,
Right.
that's a big one now. It's like, oh my God, how do you have this relation? That's ours. That's our intimate thing. Like, why are you going out to dinner or lunch with somebody? And in the lifestyle, it'd be kind of the same way. I would assume if you didn't want your partner to play with somebody, or you set these boundaries, they can't talk to somebody over chat, text, go on lunches and stuff, and they did anyways. And it's like, oh, we weren't having sex. We were just, we ran into each other. We're hanging out. It's the emotional cheating. It breaks that trust you have with your partner.
Okay, I get that. I guess in the sake of this conversation, I was thinking more of, if I were going to, it would be infidelity.
Right.
Well, that was
Right.
easy, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I took it to mean too. But I mean, I could see, like, you can always sub down onto something and get to pretty minute stuff if you really want to. But yeah, I took it to mean infidelity as well. And I think that's one of the things, I think that's why it's so frustrating. Oftentimes, when people that are in more traditional monogamous relationships, they want to define what we do as cheating. But to me, cheating is something that you're doing that somebody else doesn't know. So is it still cheating if the other person knows? Like, if you're playing cards with somebody and everybody knows everybody's cheating, then is it cheating?
Yeah, if you want to bring in a second, everyone.
I mean, and everybody
it's
agrees
to
it's
bring
okay.
another deck of cards and put it in your pocket and pull one out when you want to.
Yeah.
Then you can't be like, oh, you were cheating. It's like, well,
I think there's a misconception as well that people think when they've been cheated on in a relationship, they can fix it if they just open it. Like, he will no longer cheat on me if I just open the relationship and I know it. It's like, well, emotionally though, you're not okay with this. You can't.
Yeah, we never recommend anybody if they're going through that, opening up a relationship is actually not what you're doing. You're to me, I feel like it's just throwing fuel on fire.
Yeah, it's gonna. I'm not always, but most times I would see the relationship getting worse than it already was, if that's what they're going to do to try and fix it. And back to the definition of cheating. People say, when they ask me, or when they say to us, what you're doing is cheating.
Mm-hmm.
I assume they're referring to sex with other people.
Yeah.
And so that's why I went down that path.
Yeah.
But when it comes to doing things behind your partner's back that he or she doesn't know about, that don't have anything to do with sex, just talking to someone of the opposite sex, I would say that's being dishonest. Yeah, you're not,
And then you have to kind of take a look at, like, why am I being dishonest about this? Why do I not want my partner to know I'm talking to them?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's not good for a relationship either, for sure.
Yeah.
Because if you get caught doing that, it's going to break down trust.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in this kind of a relationship model, it's really important to have strong trust with each other. So now, when you talk about frequency, does that happen? Probably equally across the board.
Yeah.
I think people in this kind of relationship probably get on Facebook Messenger or whatever it is, SDC, and talk to other people as frequently as someone that's in a monogamous relationship does. I think that trying to make connection with other people, I think people don't see that as bad to the relationship. And so they're willing to take a chance doing that.
It's interesting. I'm sitting here thinking about maybe the difference in language is you have boundaries in your relationship. As an open relationship, you have boundaries. You're willing to, like we talked about before, individuality, happiness, versus monogamous, where we have rules. You can't talk to her. You can't do this. And so we don't really have boundaries per se. It's very strict, like cookie cutter, black and white, versus an open relationship. That's not. Maybe that's the difference too. Because like you said, you'd be like, well, if Jackie went and talked to somebody and you didn't know about it, that wouldn't really be cheating. Versus me, if my husband went out with his work wife, I may I may have a little bit of an issue, because it's like, why you have one wife? There's one, and that would be the emotional side of it. So that's the difference. Like, y'all have those conversations, so it's not really cheating. It's like you said, breaking trust. Where,
and here's the thing. John and I have never said that our relationship model corners the market on successful relationships. And we're not like, everybody has to be in a consensually non-monogamous relationship, or any other relationship model is, horrible. We've never said that. And what I feel happens, though, when we get those kinds of comments about, well, you're just cheating, or you're just doing this, or it's a way to minimize the relationship model that we have. And it's also a way for people to invalidate our relationship model that don't agree with it. Like, you're really just doing this. I don't know what you think you're doing. And that's fine. I mean, if those people don't want to have this relationship model and they feel like I'm doing this, well, I mean, I'm probably not going to change their mind, so I'm not going to try to. I mean, if they're genuinely interested in it, I don't have a problem sitting down and talking with them about it. But if they're just trying to invalidate my relationship model, there's a couple of things going on in my mind that I think about. Is one, why do you feel the need to do that? What difference does it make what relationship model that I have? And I had another point, but I'm getting old and I've already forgotten what it was going to be. It was really good. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Oh, why would you want my relationship to fail? Like, why would you be trying to make it small? Like, if I'm in a relationship with my partner and I love the relationship that I'm in with my partner, why would that be a threat to you? Why would you need that to?
That's an interesting topic, and that could be a whole new episode. But it kind of falls in line with us being vegan. When I share with someone new that I'm vegan, sometimes they get really defensive about it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. Like, why are you concerned about how I eat? I mean, I'm not talking to you about how you're eating. You asked me why I'm not eating meat, and I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And I would just sometimes hope that that's all it would be. And I think in our relationship model, the same thing kind of happens. They get a little defensive, and I wonder what's going on there behind the scenes. It would cause them to attack us like that.
Yeah. Well,
And it could just be being judgmental.
well, in that sense of community, now all of a sudden somebody else is over here in this community. I'm in this community. Now we're in different communities. What does that mean? Am I in the right community? What are they doing? Or now we're against each other. I mean, it's hard. I think people tend to want to kind of posse up. And when there's different posses, everybody starts judging what everybody else is doing.
And that's why I love our annual Christmas party.
Yes.
Because
Yes, it's everybody.
we invite all
Everybody.
friends from all walks of life, and everyone's intermingling, and it's just so much fun to see the surprise people have that are vanilla people, and they're like, "Oh my God, I just met the greatest couple." And
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like we take the posse mentality away.
Mhm.
We put everybody in the same room, and nobody knows anything about each other, and so then you don't have a stigma about anything. You go in innocent, and you just get to meet people.
Yeah, it's fun.
I love that. Yeah, that's a great point. But anyway, I don't know. We probably got off on a tangent, but
That's
this
okay.
was a
It
good
was fun anyway.
topic.
Thanks for interjecting in that.
Yeah.
Courtney. You helped us
Yeah.
go from a 2-minute podcast to 12.
To 12.
And we'll be here with many, many more podcasts. And if you're curious about what the topic is going to be, go to openlove101.com and sign up to our email list, and we will let you know.
And if there is something that you want us to talk about, let us
for
know.
sure.
Yeah, I mean we love the comments on YouTube, and actually probably one of our next videos is going to just be us answering some of those YouTube questions or comments even. So keep them coming because we love them.
All right. Thanks for joining us today. See you guys.
See ya.
Great job, Jackie. And if you like that video, please click the button below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll give you plenty of more. Plenty of more? Kidding me?